It's no secret that China, 50 years ago, and now, are two completely different countries. The once poor communist country has achieved an economic breakthrough and changed beyond recognition. It is striving to become a leader in industry and science. And Chinese megaprojects have occupied the top spots in various rankings. In today's video, I'll tell you about some of the small and large construction miracles that China has accomplished over the past 20 years. We'll start with the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the world. The implementation of this ambitious project took 8 long years. Architects from the British office Hedrevic Studio have created a unique project called 1,000 Trees, the implementation of which began in Shanghai. The new complex is somewhat reminiscent of one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Hanging Gardens of Semiramis, which were located in Babylon and were the first structure of its kind. By the way, the concept of building vertical gardens has been very popular in recent decades, as it creates an oasis inside the stone jungle. Another function of such structures is ecology, specifically cleaning the air from harmful urban emissions. This is a topical issue, especially for Chinese cities, where hundreds of thousands of people suffer from smog. The 1,000 Trees project consists of 2 buildings, the so-called mountains, with an area of 300,000 square meters, 400 terraces and 1,000 columns. The walls, roofs and surroundings of the complex are planted with various trees, creating a kind of mountainous landscape. Evergreen, fruit and flowering trees of various local species are used here. Shrubs and other plants are also planted. Thanks to this, the appearance of the project changes with the seasons and always looks attractive. The greenery also has a practical function, as it creates a good microclimate in the complex. The architects designed the structure so that the columns, which serve as stands for decorative vases, provide support for the building. Inside each pillar is a system for watering the trees. The site chosen for the construction was the territory of the old flour mill factory, which was located on the riverbank. It is noteworthy that in the interest of preserving the historical architecture, the factory buildings were not demolished, which, after reconstruction, were in keeping with the overall idea of the raised gardens. For example, the old tower was converted into a modern elevator. The first of the 2 buildings has been completed, and the second is under construction. Nearby, on the shores of Suzhou Bay, lies the city park of Shanghai's Putuo district, and the M50 artist community, renowned in the creative arts community. It's then a whole district of Creativity Park, a kind of museum consisting of a bookstore, and more than 120 art galleries, as well as restaurants and cafes. One of the buildings houses a museum of the history of the former factory, and the other 3 buildings serve as an art gallery and restaurant. What was originally an average industrial area has been transformed into a new luxury location, where art, landscape and architecture come together. As you have noticed, China likes to surprise and spends huge amounts of money on its projects. For example, the cost of the following project is $300 million, and thousands of experts participated in its implementation, including Martin Jochman, architect of the famous floating hotel Burj Al Arab, Jumeirah, in Dubai. We are talking about the opening of the world's first underground hotel. This 5-star Shimao Quarry Hotel is built on the site of an abandoned industrial quarry. During World War II, coal was mined here, but in 2000, the quarry was closed due to new environmental regulations enacted in China. The 18-story hotel, located about 30 kilometers southwest of Shanghai, offers 336 rooms. The construction took 12 years and involved more than 5,000 experts, engineers, architects, and builders. Since 2018, it has welcomed guests from all over the world and has a convenient location, just an hour's drive from Shanghai. The big city is close, but you don't have to worry about city traffic and noise. 2 floors of the hotel are underwater. They are occupied by apartments and restaurants with aquariums instead of panoramic windows. Imagine having fried salmon for dinner. and his colleague sails past you. Or a shark that doesn't mind having something good. There is an artificial waterfall and a lake on the territory, where you can do water sports. Thrill seekers can climb the glass bridge, or bungee jumping into a deep abyss. There is also a sports and entertainment center on site. Guests can also go rock climbing. Another interesting construction in China is a building made of ice cubes, designed by two famous studios and not looking like a traditional building. It resembles more of an ice sculpture, pure and monumental. The unusual structure was created for the 2022 Winter Olympics and consists of 3 buildings, formed by 9 17-meter cubes. They look like ice cubes, interconnected and displaced. In reality, the facades are made of glass panels with printed ice crystals. It is remarkable that the building, which is simple in shape, becomes more interesting and complex as you get closer. Facades constantly change color and surface texture, from smooth and transparent to harsh and freezing, from soft blue to dusky gray, depending on the time of day and year. They reflect the color of the sky and clouds, and also refract the sun's rays. At night, the facades are fully illuminated and illuminate the surroundings. The building emits uniform light, making it easy to spot. As you have noticed, China is a country that wants to be the first, the best, in everything. It is a country that makes the most of all possible resources for production, and nature is no exception. Not only the sun, but also the wind helps the Chinese produce energy on a huge scale. In the field of wind energy, China is one of the major players in the market. Although the number of wind farms is growing in this country, China is also increasing its consumption of coal, which is one of the main environmental pollutants. The world's largest wind turbine is located in China, and also the largest complex of wind farms. The world's largest wind turbine, called Mars 16 to 260, is located off the coast of China's Fujian province. It is 152 meters high, and each blade is 123 meters long. The total diameter of the blades and rotor is 260 meters. The blades cover an area of 50,000 square meters when rotating, and produce a huge amount of energy. This wind turbine began operation in July 2023, and will produce 66 million kilowatt-hours of clean electricity annually. This amount can supply approximately 630,000 households. After this wind turbine became the new world record holder for size. It surpassed by 8 meters the rotor size of another Chinese wind turbine installed in the same year. The largest wind farm in the world is also located in China, and is called the Gansu Wind Farm Complex. It is located in the northwest of the Republic of China, and a total of 7,000 wind turbines are planned to be built here. This desert area has the strongest winds in China, so the location was not chosen by chance. And since we've already talked about buildings in China that ranked first in the world in terms of height and length, the largest Ferris wheel in the world is also worth mentioning. The Beilang River Ferris wheel, the largest axleless wheel in existence, has officially opened in Weifang City, Shantung Province, China. The entire structure is 145 meters high, and the diameter of the fixed wheel is 125 meters. It has 630 cabins, each of which can accommodate up to 10 people. One revolution of the wheel takes approximately half an hour. To keep passengers entertained, each cabin is equipped with TV screens and Wi-Fi access. The Ferris wheel is installed on the bridge over the Beilang River. 4,600 tons of steel were needed to build it. The tubes of the giant circular frame intertwine with each other, creating a complex structure, the so-called Dragon's Cone. The largest Ferris wheel in the world is considered to be the High Roller in Las Vegas. the Singapore Flyer attraction, 165 meters high, and the Star of Nanchang in China, 160 meters high. And now, let's talk about the magnificent road junction, which is located in the capital of China's mountainous Guizhou province of the city of Guiyang, and is called Wanzhong, a unique one that really looks like a giant roller coaster, only for cars. Drivers joke that if you take a wrong turn, you can lose several days of travel. Looking at this unique transport structure, it's hard to imagine that driving on it would be easy. A highway junction in the mountains is not only a unique spectacle, but also a complex architectural structure. Wanzhong consists of 18 different flyovers on 5 levels and in 8 directions. The highest section is 37 meters above the ground. The entire complexity of this flyover can be easily explained by the mountainous terrain in which it is located. Social media users joke that even GPS navigation can go wrong in different directions at different levels of the road. However, officials claim that all directions and exits at the intersection are clearly marked, and even if a driver makes a mistake, he can always easily turn in the right direction later, after driving 500 meters to 1 kilometer. Looking at this, do you believe it? Construction of the road intersection began in 2009, but was not completed and put into operation until 2017. This unique traffic structure is known worldwide as a nightmare for drivers trying to find their way. It has a complex system of intersections, even at the height of the skyscraper, and on various overpasses. But if these completed projects didn't already amaze you, this research base on the moon will definitely shock you. China plans to build its first base on the moon. Work will begin in 2028, and bricks made from lunar soil will be used for this purpose. On April 15, 2023, a scientific conference was held in the Chinese city of Wuhan, attended by more than 100 Chinese scientists. The main topic was plans to build the first lunar base and the upcoming mission to explore the Earth's satellite. The construction of a lunar base is important not only for humanity's progress in space, but also for meeting China's strategic needs as a spacefaring country. A plan to create building blocks from lunar soil that will be used to build the first lunar base was unveiled at a scientific conference. These blocks will be created using 3D printing technology. Scientists emphasize that using lunar blocks to build the base will be more efficient than creating a complex structure from materials delivered from the ground. The Chinese lunar base is designed to be egg-shaped and will likely be powered by a nuclear reactor. It will consist of a lander, bunker, orbital module, and lunar rover. During a conference in Wuhan, scientists from the Harbin Institute of Technology presented another lunar base project, which resembles a starfish in shape. This base will consist of several rooms and is designed for a short-term stay of 3 to 4 astronauts. According to the authors of this project, it could take 20 to 30 years to create a large permanent base on our companion. Do you think the Chinese will be able to implement the lunar base project? Let us know in the comments. And that's all for today, friends. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and see you again soon.